It's an incredible story, a lot of which has been followed because of their celebrity. You yourself, though, Alice, were pardoned. You spent 2 decades in a federal prison for a drug offense before you were released, thanks in large part to Kim Kardashian and pleading your case to President Trump during his first term. You have a remarkable story. Define what you've been through to get to this point and how you take on this task now in this role aside President Trump.
Well, when I was first released from prison, even while I was in prison, I worked hard with the women. I advocated for them inside of the prison for whatever was going on with them. So I made a commitment to them that I would never stop fighting for them. I will be 7 years free in a few days. In fact, tomorrow is my birthday, and that's the day that Kim went to the White House. And I have worked relentlessly on clemencies and pardons. I took many cases to the president even before being appointed over these past years that I've been out. And he's seen that I carefully consider every case. I know not only their stories, but I make sure that I'm selecting people who have either been rehabilitated, who pose no safety risk. And also, we look at cases where there has been obvious weaponization against these individuals. So I continue to work. I said that I didn't hit the ground running. I hit the ground working.
I appreciate that. And happy birthday, early birthday to you, Alice. Ultimately, this is about second chances. You got one. Does everyone deserve a second chance? And what do you say to the victims of violent crimes whose perpetrator says they've been rehabilitated and would be up for a pardon?
Well, the ones who I've really been looking at are those who pose no safety risk, don't have victims of violent crimes. These people need to be returned to their families. They really get a chance to have a second shot at life, a second chance. And that's what the president wants. He honestly ran this race saying that he was a president for all Americans, even those who deserve a second chance or who may not have a voice. And he's put me in position to be their voice.
Let's talk about the Chrisleys for a moment. What was their reaction to the pardon, and who was the one to tell them, Alice?
Well, I was there with the president when he called them. So he was the one who told them. And I know my eyes look a little bit red this morning because I've been talking to families. We've been rejoicing. We've been crying. He called Savannah to let her know that her parents were being set free. This woman has worked relentlessly for her parents. I know that everyone who's in prison wish they had an advocate like Savannah Chrisley, and to be able to be reunited with her parents. I talked to Todd yesterday in the vehicle while he was leaving prison, and that man was in tears. And we have a new advocate now. You can believe that this couple is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the criminal justice reform space.
I know you'll be teaming up. If they weren't celebrities, Alice, though, would they have been pardoned?
That's if you look at all the list of people who were pardoned, these were everyday Americans who deserved a second chance. So I'm going to say that if they did not have a daughter like Savannah, who was out there fighting for them, they would not have been pardoned. The celebrity part really didn't play a role in this. This is a young woman whose parents were gone. My children fought like warriors for my freedom. So everyone is celebrating in my family because they know how it feels to be justice impacted.
I said a moment ago that your phone must be ringing off the hook with people seeing you tied to this story and to pardons. You're going to bring other pardon cases before the president. What's coming down the pipeline? And you're probably a pretty popular woman right now, Alice.
Well, my phone has been ringing off the hook, but I'm staying focused on the job ahead, of the work ahead of me. I have to stay focused. We celebrate those who have gained their freedom or those who have received pardons for a second chance, but I cannot stop there. It's one thing about there's a time for everything. Now it's time to go back to work and work on helping others regain their freedom too.